everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is fine, having a great day so far. Hope you're all having a crafty time. Please, if anyone has made anything I've made in the last two videos, please share, tag me in the comments and let me know so I can check them out. Thank you so much. Today we're going to do something that I absolutely love making. Some of you that have followed me for years know that I used to make exploding boxes all the time. It was one of the things I loved to create and something that loads of people always ask me to make. So I thought today I would show you how I make them. So I love to make mine like a little parcel. And then I just add some comments. Little digi stamps from Lily of the Valley, coloured with my Copics. And then just explodes. You can see more little sentiments, another little digi stamp from Lily of the Valley, lots of sparkle, mulberry flowers, ribbons, glitters, gems, you name it, it's on it. And you can make it personalised for anybody. You don't need to have images, you could just add pictures, names, anything you want, and it can be for any theme. I just went with wedding because it's almost wedding season. So let's get started and I'll show you what we're going to do. For the box I'm going to make, I'm going to use this gorgeous paper that's got some rose gold on it. It's an old one from Prima and Cherry Blossom Collection, and it's two double-sided, but I thought this one, you can highlight it with some grey from Stash, and then you're going to need a couple of sheets of different 12 by 12 papers, your box base and lid from these, and then let's get started. We take one piece so far, flip it to the back, and you're going to need your ruler and pencil. Now, I don't trust this ruler because it doesn't start right at the beginning, so I'm going to start at 1 instead of the 0, and you're going to mark at 4 and 8. Ignore me. And again at the top at 4 and 8. If my head comes in, I'm sorry. And then you're going to connect these. And we're going to rotate and repeat, and again it's 4 and 8, you're marking in inches. Top and bottom. And then we're going to mark these again. Then what I'm going to do is get my craft knife and my cutting mat. And we're going to cut these. So you're going to start in the middle and come right down. If you have a paper trimmer that can cut from in between, go ahead and use that. I just find this easier. And repeat on all 4 sides. Once you've done that, what you're going to do is you're going to fold inwards and line it up with the top. You're going to fold, use your bone folder if it's easier, and then rotate and repeat. At this point, I'm going to rub out any pencil lines that might be seen before I glue it. Next, take your glue. You want a nice clear glue, something that's going to hold it in place, and then you're just going to fold your flaps down in place. You can use your bone folder to get right into all the little corners of any excess, and then you're just going to repeat that all the way around. And that's your base. So you're going to set that aside and let it dry, and then we'll come back to it. I always like to round my corners, so if you're going to do that, wait till the glue's dry and then do it. Now we're going to make the lid and the main base, so that's really simple. You want to decide on how much depth you want for your lid to come down. I think about 3/4 of an inch is always a good size. So what you're going to do is measure that. So again, don't trust these rulers. So I'm going to measure my 3/4. And then you need 4 inches because your box is a 4x4. So that'll become 5 3/4 for me. And then again, another 3/4 at the other side. And we'll do that again. And just draw your 3 lines. You could always just cut this out, you don't have to mark it and score your lines on your scoreboard, but this is the way I do it. It's always how I've done it, I just like doing it this way. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out. Then use my paper trimmer just to tidy up the bits, the edges even. And for my inner base, what I'm going to do is just cut short of 4. I'm going to bring this back in and just make sure that there's a wee space all the way around, just a teeny bit too big still. I'm just going to cut it again, trim off a bit more. Notice this is squint. And that's us. So then, now that you've got your main base and your inner base and your lid, all you're going to do for your lid is score your 4 lines, rub out any of the pencil marks and trim in your little glue tabs, and that's your main part of your card ready to go. Now that you've got your main base of your card all cut out, you're going to decorate. So first of all, you're going to cut out your pattern paper layers. So I'm going to use 2, but you don't need to. You can just use 1 pattern paper. I just like to have a slight border of a similar colour that's in my main piece. So your squares that you need to cut out are 3 3/4. If you're having 2, it'll be 3 3/4 and 3 1/2. and I'm going to round my corners. So that's for the inside, and for your base and your lid you're going to cut them, so you need 6 in total. And then for the outside you're going to cut 3 3/4 by 3 for your largest size, and then 3 1/2 by 2 3/4, tongue twister there, for your outside panels. So I'm going to go and do that off screen, and then I'll be back and I'll show you what I've done. So I've cut out all my layers, as you can see, and I've used a corner punch, and I've done that on the base and on the corners of the box. So before I move on, I'm going to use one of my Copic pens, any markers, anything you want, and I'm going to go around all my edges. I just think it brings it together, and if you're adding glitter, it gives it a slight touch of colour. I mean, you can miss this step, or you could use ink instead. I just like to do it. I have all the papers all edged, as you can see. It just takes away that harsh white line as well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my layers together. Just like that. The next step is to add your layers onto your main box, base and lid, so that's easy enough to just place them on, making sure I've put them the right way, and you're just going to line them up within the 4 sections and centre. And I'm going to repeat that all the way around. For this side, what you're going to do is make sure you got it the right way, and you're just going to come a tiny bit up, maybe about 1/8 of an inch, and make sure that you're not too close to the top, and then put all of them on right round. And there we have it, all your layers on either side. Next, what we're going to do is die cut some layers. So depending, you could cut them out instead, you could cut squares, you could die cut ovals, circles, diamonds, anything you want, but I like to have ovals on my outside and circles on the inside. So I'm going to go and cut them out off screen, and then I'll be back. So now I have everything all die cut. As you can see, I've used like a pale pink and a grey to match in with my card. I'm going to edge all my edges just to match in with what I've done on the box so far. Again, you can miss this step if you don't want to do it. I just like to bring everything together. Now that I have all my edges and everything done, I'm going to layer these together. First, you can see I've made some little mistakes, but we'll cover them up, so don't worry if you've come out the line just a little. It's a bit hard to get right into the corners. I also printed out my little sentiment labels, and I've just edged them as well, and we'll bring them together. So to put my layers together, I'm going to just use some foam pads, just sticking them randomly. And there you are. I've made up my wee layers. I'm going to put some more foam pads on the back, and then I'm going to repeat for all of my different layers, and I'll be back. With all your layers put together now, you're just going to pop them on the box. So you want to put 2 plain, and then decide on which 2 sentiments you want to add, pointing them inwards, and then your other sentiment is going to go on your lid. So we'll just do that. And then just flip over, making sure you pop them the opposite way, and stick these on the other side. And that's you for the main part of the box. I now have all my layers on both sides. So before I start decorating, I'm going to add some glitter to all my edges on both sides, set it aside and dry, flip it over, and I'll do the opposite side, and on my lid and on my base. You can miss this step out if you want. Again, this is just something I really like to do. Who doesn't like some glitter everywhere? If you can hear some noise, the dog was running back and forward in the background, playing with one of her toys. Well, some person is out cutting their grass. I mean, how inconsiderate, don't they know I'm filming? You see? Bring it up. the glitter's all drying, I'm going to make up my cake for the centre, and also then I'm going to make all my decorations and get them ready so that I can add them once the glitter's dried. Just move this a bit. So, the other side of your 12 by 12 piece of paper that you use for your lid and your base, you're going to take and you're going to cut 3 lids. It's the easiest way to show you how it's made. So first of all, you're going to cut your 3 squares, score your edges, and then we'll glue it together and make up your cake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out some squares. So my first square is going to be 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, of course. The next one will be 4. And the last one will be 3. Then what I'm going to do is bring in my scoreboard, about the noise. And I'm going to score on all my sides at 1 inch. And that will make my cake 3 inches tall. That gives it room to have a decoration on top. So I have 4 3/4, 4 and a 3. And I've scored them all at 1 inch all the way around. So I'm going to fold them. And then, easiest way, I'm going to just cut in some tabs on all my edges. Just like we did for the lid. So next, all we're going to do is close them off. You can use your tacky glue, hot glue, whatever's easiest for you, as long as it dries clear. That's all we want. I'm going to repeat for all 3. There we have it, our little cake box. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add some ribbon round about it. You can use a colour that matches your pattern papers, or you don't need to add these. You could add lace, you could add just glitter itself right round, but I think it just looks nice with a wee bit of the ribbon around the middle and some bows. And there we go. And just repeat for the other ones. And then with your wee bows, I'm going to just slip them on. And that's you. We'll add these to the base once the glitter has dried. While waiting on my glitter to dry, I've just die cut some shapes to put on the sides instead of doing some colouring this time. So I die cut a little cake, some little wedding bands that I'll loop together, some little champagne glasses that I've cut from white card, and then I've just coloured with my Copics. Added some detail, and I'll add some glitter on them when I go to put them on. Then I die cut some wee bells, and I'm going to put them together with some ribbon and that them. And also I've grouped all my sides together just to keep them. So I'm going to put my cake together, and then I'm going to add some flowers. Start with the base. On the base, and you can see I've put some glitter on the edges of this as well. I'm just going to stack the rest. And there we have our cake. Just need to add some glitter on the top, and then it's all done. It's time to decorate, the fun part. So you could add some stamped images, you could add all your different bits and bobs, like your die cuts, pictures that you've taken of the couple, anything you want. But I love to add obviously my Mulberry Flowers, gems, ribbons, more gems, glitter, and this time, like I said, I'm going to use these wee die cuts just for a change. So I'm going to start decorating, and I'll do one side, put on my glitter, leave it to dry, and then I'll come back and do the other side. And there we have the inside all done. I'm going to glitter it and then leave it to dry, and then I'll do the details on the other side. And that's the outside all done, and now just have to sit and let it dry, and I'll be back to build the rest of the box all together. Now that all the glitter is dry, and you can see all the sparkle on both sides, we're going to put it all together. Really easy. We're going to stick the cake in and then make up the lid first, but we're going to pinch these in just to give them a wee fold. Be careful at the edges in case you rip. And this pin, so if my head comes in the way, and then just hold it just for a few seconds till the glue takes hold. Then we're going to make the lid up. what I do is I glue 3 sides, just in case my sizes have been off or the depth of anything I've added to the box is making it bounce out. So if I leave one open, I can judge to give it just a little bit more room. And what we'll do is we'll test. Put the box together, flip it on, and then what you're going to do is you're just going to see if it lies flush. If it lies flush, then just stick away. If it's not, you might have to bring it out a teeny bit, just a bit like that, and trim off any excess. Trims. And then it's a matter of just putting your box together. And that's you. All done. Last thing I do is I take a big length of ribbon and tie it, just like a parcel like you seen when I started. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, can you please give this a thumbs up, maybe even a wee comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you do make one of these, please share and let me know, mention it in the comments. I'd really love to see what you've made, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.